Good morning, students. Yesterday, till we have studied about calculation of number of moles, how to calculate number of moles. Now, today we are going to start the percentage composition, empirical formula, and molecular formula. Here, we are going to study how to calculate percentage composition and molecular formula. Since percentage calculation composition can be calculated for homoatomic molecules and heteroatomic molecules both. So what are homoatomic molecules? Homoatomic molecules are those in which same number of atoms, same type of atoms combines together. Same type of atoms combined together are called homoatomic. And heteroatomic molecules are those in which different types of atoms combine. For example, we have taken water. So we have to calculate the percentage composition of hydrogen and oxygen. The molecular mass of hydrogen is water is 1 into 2 plus 16, so we get 18 grams. To calculate percentage composition of hydrogen, we use the formula weight upon hydrogen upon molar mass. Weight of hydrogen is 2 because 2 atoms of hydrogen combines. 2 upon 18, molar mass is 18 into 100. So we get 11.11%. And to calculate percentage of oxygen, we minus the total sum is percentage 100 minus 11.11, so we get 88.89%. Similarly, you can also calculate for carbon dioxide the percentage of carbon and oxygen. Same method. First calculate the molar mass of carbon dioxide, we get 44 gram. Same as it is 12 into 1 carbon atom is present, 12 into 1 plus 16 into 2 because 2 atoms of oxygen is there, so we get 44 gram. Now we have to calculate the percentage of carbon. So weight upon carbon upon molar mass, the weight of carbon is 12 upon 44 into 100, so we get 300 upon 11, this is 27.2%. To calculate the percentage of oxygen, subtract the percentage of carbon, you will get the percentage of oxygen, 72.8%. Similarly, for sodium hydroxide, here you will calculate the molar mass of sodium hydroxide, you will get 40 gram. Percentage of composition of sodium, 23 by 40 into 100, you will get 57.5%. Similarly, for percentage composition of oxygen, 16 by 40 into 100, you will get 40%. Now to calculate the percentage of hydrogen, subtract the sum of percentage of sodium and oxygen from total percent, that is 100%. So you will get 2.5%. Now let's discuss about percentage composition of sugar, glucose, C6H12O6. We have calculated the total molar mass is 180 gram. You can also calculate. Here I have calculated for you. Then percentage composition of carbon, here see 6 atoms of carbon is there, so 6 into 12 I have done upon 180 into 100, so we get 40%. Similarly, percentage of hydrogen, here 12 hydrogen is there and atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, so 12 into 1 upon 180 into 100, you will get 20 by 3, this is 6.66%. Similarly, calculate the percentage of oxygen, you can calculate. Now further, to discuss the molecular formula and empirical formula, the percentage composition is needed. So we have discussed the percentage composition first. Now how to calculate empirical formula and molecular formula. See, what is the empirical formula? Empirical formula is the simplest whole number ratio of all the atoms, all the elements present in the compound. Empirical formula is the simplest whole number. This is the simplest whole number ratio in all the elements present in the compound. किसी भी compound में जितने भी elements present हैं उनका जो simplest whole number होता है उसी को हम लोग empirical formula कहते हैं. Let's take an example. We have taken the example of C6H12O6. This is the glucose. So when we calculate the simplest ratio, 6 1s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 6 1s are 6. So the simplest whole number ratio of the sugar glucose is 1:2:1. We have taken the example that any compound is given in which only carbon hydrogen is present. We take the percentage of carbon is to be x% and of hydrogen is y%. To calculate the number of moles present in carbon and hydrogen, we have taken the percentage of carbon upon atomic mass of carbon, percentage of hydrogen upon atomic mass of hydrogen, x by 12, y by 1. So on dividing we get, suppose that we get the value 1, here we divide, we get the value y. Now after this we have to divide into simplest ratio by taking the smallest value. अब इन दोनों में मैंने मान लिया the y is the smallest value, y जो है मेरा smallest value है. So we divide a by y and we divide y by y. So we get, let's suppose we get the value b and here we get 1. Okay, y cancel out, we get 1. So our empirical formula is CBH. Now here we have discussed one question for you to get more clear. The question is, the molecular mass of any organic compound is 78. That is, the molecular mass of any organic compound is given 78 and the percentage of carbon is given 92.4% and hydrogen is given 7.6%. Calculate the empirical formula. So we have to calculate the empirical formula of the compound. How many elements are given? Only carbon and hydrogen is given. So element is carbon and hydrogen. Percentage of carbon is 92.4% and percentage of hydrogen is 7.6%. Dividing the percentage by atomic mass, that is 12 of carbon, 92.4 upon 12, and for hydrogen 7.6 divided by 1. On dividing this value we get value 7.7 and we get here 7.6. In both of them 7.6 is the smallest value. So we divide both the simplest ratio into simplest ratio. That is 7.7 divided by 7.6, 7.6 divided by 7.6. This is nearly equals to 7.6. So the value is 1 and this is also 1. So the simplest ratio is 1:1 and we get the empirical formula, that is CH. Now here we have to calculate the molecular mass. If we have to calculate molecular mass, then for that it is given that the molecular mass of the compound is 78. Here we have given 78. So we have to calculate the number of moles, n equals to molecular mass upon empirical formula mass. The empirical formula which we have calculated, we have to calculate the empirical formula mass of this compound. So here molecular mass is 78, empirical formula mass is C, carbon is 12 and hydrogen is 1, so we get 13 grams. So you divide by 13. So the number of moles you get 6. Now to calculate the molecular formula, the formula is, molecular formula is equals to MF, means molecular formula is equals to n number of moles into empirical formula. So multiply both the atoms with the number 6, that is C6H6 is the molecular formula of the compound. If in case of vapor density, if vapor density is given, then use the formula molecular mass is equals to 2 into vapor density. Now let's take another example. I have taken one more example for you. Here the percentage composition of carbon is 57.8%, hydrogen is 3.6%, and oxygen is not given for you. So you have to calculate the percentage composition of oxygen. So we have subtracted total percentage 100 minus sum of these two, carbon and hydrogen. So on adding we get 61.4%, then subtract it by 100, you will get 38.6% of oxygen is used. So we have given the percentage of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. We have taken the percentage composition. Now, to get the simplest ratio, divide it by its atomic mass. 57.8 divided by 12, 3.6 divided by 1, 38.6 divided by 16. So you get 4.82, 3.6 and 2.41. Now the smallest value in all of these, 2.41 is the smallest value. So we will divide all these compositions with the smallest value, that is 2.41. Here on dividing you will get the value 2. Here on dividing you will get the value 1.5. Here on dividing you will get the value 1. Since we have to take the whole number, हमेशा याद रखना है आपको, कोई भी नंबर पॉइंट में नहीं लेना है, it should be in whole numbers, simplest whole number. So to get in whole number, multiply whole simplest ratio by 2. So we multiply by 2, this is 4, multiply by 2 we get 3, multiplied by 2 we get 2. So empirical formula we get C4H3O2. Now molecular mass, since here vapor density is given 83, this is the question for vapor density. Now molecular mass is equals to 2 into vapor density. Vapor density is 83, 2 into 83, this is 166 gram. Now you have to calculate the molar mass, number of moles, N. So N is equals to molecular mass upon empirical formula mass. This formula you have to learn. So we have given molecular mass 166 and empirical formula mass we have to calculate from here, from empirical formula C4H3O2. So we have calculated that its value is 83. We can also calculate here that carbon is 12 into 4 plus H 1 into 3 plus 16 into 2. So 12 4s are 48 plus 3 plus 32. So you will get 83. To calculate molecular formula, N into empirical formula, value of N is 2. So we multiply whole atoms with 2. So C8H6O4. So your molecular formula is given. This is the way how you calculate the empirical formula and molecular formula. So we have to study further here. The next topic, stoichiometry of chemical reaction. Then what is stoichiometry? First of all, you should know about stoichiometry. Stoichiometry means like when you start writing balanced chemical equation, you always balance the equations by multiplying 2 or either 3, by making the total number of atoms equal in reactant as well as in product side. So the number or the whole number which you multiply in reactant and product, that is known as stoichiometry. Here I have taken the example for you that nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, it gives ammonia. That is 1 mole of nitrogen reacts with 3 mole of hydrogen, it gives 2 mole of ammonia. This means 3 and 2 are the stoichiometry which balances the equation. There are 3 relations to calculate the stoichiometry. That is, here I have taken first relation is mass relation, and when the terms are given in terms of mass. The question is there, a carbon reacts with oxygen, it gives CO2. The question is asked from you that how much carbon dioxide is produced if 24 gram of carbon is used. कितना कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड प्रोड्यूस होगा अगर आप 24 ग्राम ऑफ कार्बन आप इस्तेमाल करते. So you know atomic mass of carbon, you have given atomic mass of carbon here. So atomic mass of carbon is 12 gram and molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44 gram. That is, you can say that is 12 gram of carbon produces 44 gram of carbon dioxide. So by using unitary method you can also calculate 1 gram of carbon is 44 by 12 that is of carbon dioxide. But question is asked about 24 gram. So 24 gram of carbon is equals to 44 by 12 into 24. That is, you will get 88 gram of carbon dioxide. Means if you use 24 gram of carbon, then 88 gram of carbon dioxide will be produced. If the relation is given in terms of mole-mole, that is mole-mole fraction relation is given. So I have taken the example for you. Nitrogen reacts with hydrogen. 1 mole of nitrogen reacts with 3 moles of hydrogen. It gives 2 mole of ammonia. Question is asked, how much of ammonia is produced if 0.3 mole of hydrogen is given? मीन्स अगर आपको 0.3 मोल ऑफ हाइड्रोजन दिया जाता है तो कितना अमोनिया वो प्रोड्यूस करेगा. 3 मोल ऑफ हाइड्रोजन इज इक्वल्स टू 2 मोल ऑफ अमोनिया. Here it is all given. 3 moles of hydrogen is used to produce 2 mole of ammonia. Then 1 mole of hydrogen gives 2/3 moles of ammonia. Question is asked for 0.3 moles. So 0.3 moles of hydrogen is equals to 2/3 into 0.3. So you will get 0.2 moles of ammonia. Next, if we use mole volume relation, that is mole and volume is given for you. Here we have taken example 2 KClO3 decomposes to give 2 KCl plus 3 O2. Question is asked that what volume of O2 is produced if 0.5 moles of KClO3 reacts. अगर 0.5 मोल्स ऑफ KClO3 रिएक्ट करता है तो कितना ऑक्सीजन आपको प्रोड्यूस होगा. दैट इज़, इसमें आपको याद रखना है कि एक टर्म हमेशा आपका मोल्स में होगा तो दूसरा टर्म हमेशा ग्राम में होगा. आइदर रिएक्टेंट विल इन मोल्स और प्रोडक्ट विल बी इन वॉल्यूम, और प्रोडक्ट विल बी इन वॉल्यूम और रिएक्टेंट विल बी इन मोल्स. एनी वन थिंग विल बी इन मोल्स और वन इट विल बी इन वॉल्यूम. As you know, 1 mole of oxygen 1 mole of any gas have 22.4 liters according to Avogadro at STP. इतना लीटर्स हमेशा प्रेजेंट होता है किसी भी एक मोल में के गैस में. तो 1 mole of gas, here oxygen gas is used, so we have 1 mole of oxygen is 22.4 liters. Then for 2 moles, 3 into 22.4 liters of oxygen, because 3 moles of oxygen is used. तो 1 मोल कितना प्रोड्यूस करेगा? 1 मोल इज़ 3/2 इंटू 22.4 लीटर्स ऑफ ऑक्सीजन. मतलब इतना ऑक्सीजन, इतना लीटर ऑक्सीजन प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है एक मोल में. तो कितने मोल का पूछा जाता है? 0.5 मोल का. मैंने क्या किया? 0.5 मोल्स के लिए क्या किया? 3/2 इंटू 22.4 इंटू 0.5, तो यू गेट 16.8 लीटर्स. मतलब आपका 16.8 लीटर्स ऑक्सीजन प्रोड्यूस होगा. Okay, but here what you see in whole stoichiometry, that only one part of the reactant is used. That is if carbon is used, then about carbon dioxide, the oxygen is not included. ऑक्सीजन यहाँ पे इंक्लूड नहीं है, आप देख रहे होंगे. अगर यहाँ हाइड्रोजन के लिए पूछा है तो नाइट्रोजन का इस्तेमाल नहीं है. सिमिलरली अगर यहाँ ऑक्सीजन के लिए पूछा है तो इसने KCl को इंक्लूड नहीं किया है. तो मैं दिस मीन्स कि अगर किसी भी रिएक्टेंट को या प्रोडक्ट को इस्तेमाल पूछ रहा है तो किसी एक पार्ट के रिएक्टेंट को एक पूछ रहा है या एक पार्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट के लिए पूछ रहा है, दोनों ही इंक्लूडेड नहीं है. बट अगर क्वेश्चन अगर आपसे पूछा जाए कि अगर वो दोनों ही इंक्लूडेड हैं, दोनों के पार्ट्स दिए हैं कि ये इतना इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, इतना तो कितना प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, तो इस तरह के लिए हमें एक नया टर्म पढ़ा जाएगा. हम एक नया टर्म को पढ़ेंगे जिसको बोलते हैं हम लोग लिमिटिंग रिएजेंट. लिमिटिंग रिएजेंट का मतलब क्या होता है? लिमिटिंग का मतलब क्या है? जैसे एग्जांपल लेते हैं अगर हम, कि अगर आपको कागज़ दिया जाए और कागज़ को आप जलाते रहो, कागज़ जला रहे हो, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, बर्न हो रहा है कागज़. एक टाइम आएगा कि पेपर ख़त्म हो जाएगा, आपका कागज़ ख़त्म हो जाएगा. तो आप क्या करोगे? कागज़ तो जल गया पूरी तरह से. तो यहाँ पे जो हो रहा है, आप क्या देख रहे हो? जो पेपर है, पेपर जो क्या है, पेपर आपका क्या है? लिमिटिंग रिएजेंट, क्योंकि वो ख़त्म हो जाएगा एक टाइम के बाद. बट जो चीज़ छूट जाती है, फॉर एग्जांपल ऑक्सीजन, अभी ऑक्सीजन तो प्रेजेंट है आपका हर टाइम वहाँ पे, तो ऑक्सीजन क्या हो जाएगा? आपका एक्सेस रिएजेंट हो जाएगा. तो इसलिए लिमिटिंग रीजन क्या होता है? द सब्सटेंस विच बर्न्स कम्प्लीटली और कम्प्लीटली कंज्यूम ड्यूरिंग द रिएक्शन कॉल्ड लिमिटिंग रीजन। जो सब्सटेंस पूरी तरह से जल जाए या पूरी तरह से इस्तेमाल हो जाए रिएक्शन के समय, उसको हम लोग लिमिटिंग रिएजेंट कहते हैं। और जो चीज़ बच जाए, जिस लेफ्ट बिहाइंड द रिएक्शन, अगर रिएक्शन के समय वो बच जाता है, कंप्लीटिंग द रिएक्शन कंप्लीट हो जाए तो भी वो चीज़ बच जाती है, तो उसे हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? एक्सेस रिएजेंट। द क्वेश्चन on these two topics will be continued tomorrow.